week, but we're still working on stuff that we've been working on for a while now. We're back on Thovan's Silverthorn's plot, the Sanctuary. I don't know if he's going to change the name or not. He may or may not, but that's what it was when we started working. And I don't think he's really probably thought about it. Um, this is a guildmate's plot. For those that have been following along, I've been offering my time and energy to build things for my guildmates, more or less free of charge. I'm really not in it for the money. I'm just in it for keeping myself busy. I like, even with the free to play coming, I wanted to keep that housing momentum going. So I've offered to build little projects. Of course, this one's turned out to be a bigger one, but it's still doable. Um, the theme for his plot that he kind of wants is basically a laboratory of sorts, but he wants it heavily influenced by Orin, because he is an Orin, and I don't know if he's actually planning to role play on the plot, but he wanted it to reflect his character and his character's traits and things like it being a scientist, I guess, and into books and all kinds of things like that. So as we've been going, it's kind of he's left a lot of it open to me. He's given me some reference materials, images, and things to work on, but I've kind of used that as inspiration for other things that I've incorporated into it. But so far, he's been really happy with how it's been going. So we've had a few bumps and things here and there, but as you can see, still got the stairs and stuff out because I'm still working on the white tree, but it is coming along really nice. I'm really happy with it. Um, we've been busily farming for the flowers you get from the um, ice pond fab kit. It's a really easy challenge. Um, wow, changed the light all of a sudden. It's a really easy challenge. It's just that you're not guaranteed to get the prize that you want every time. So a lot of times I'll get renown, and then suddenly I'll get a bunch of flowers and things like that. So yeah, you can see I've added in some more. I'm trying to think of what all I've done over the weekend because I have been busy. So I will try and cover it all. The thinker heads, I used a couple of those to box that in. And as well, I don't think I've shown this. Let me do a quick reload. Just doing the stuttery thing again. I've been on here this morning taking a few screenshots and things, trying to showcase a little bit of what's been going on. I really didn't know what to put in this little vacant area, spot that I had. And I thought, well, what the hey, I'll put a little Orin hut, little Orin house. It's just a faux house. You can't actually go in it or anything, but I did my best to kind of capture the colorfulness and things like that that you normally see in the Orin areas. I had really planned on extending this out all the way to the over here by the bridge, but at the moment we've been really heavily hampered by the decor owned. In fact, Thovain had to go through this weekend and do some crate purging, basically just trying to look for things that um, are easily that he could buy back later if he needed to without any, too much trouble. Because it gets to the point where when you want to add more things to the crate, you kind of hit a wall when you can't, you don't have, we only have a limited storage. So if he's reluctant to get rid of certain things because they're rare, one of a kind items or, very expensive, that's one thing. But things like, 50 Orin walls that we're not currently using and don't plan to use, we can get rid of those, and that frees up some space. So he's been having to go through this weekend and kind of weed out some of the things, because I did hit the decor owned cap. I guess it was Friday or Saturday, somewhere around there. And I was like, uh-oh, I can't finish some of the things I'm working on for you because I can't put any more into the crate. I can't buy anything else. So he's been a real sport on cleaning that up. Now, for those of you that have that same situation, a couple of rules I go by for my own plots, because usually if I'm changing up the theme, there are certain types of decor that fits that theme that doesn't fit for the next one. So there's a certain set of materials that are kind of usable for all themes, but then there's others that are specific. If you have a lot of electronics and things, for your lab and stuff, and then later you go to, say, a spooky house and you got to collect all the cobwebs and pumpkins and all that stuff, you may have to give up some of the other to make room for the new. The way I go about that is, first rule is I get rid of everything that I can easily rebuy on the housing vendor. If it's something that I know I'm going to be using in the new build, then of course I hang on to it rather than, deleting it and then buying it the next day. But like, say, if you're not going to have a lot of metal pieces like chua floors and things like that, then you can get rid of all of those building blocks that you might have. And I start with cheapest items, like if it's yellow flowers, I don't really plan on using any yellow flowers, and I have like 36 of them in my crate, then I'm going to get rid of those because they're only one silver to rebuy. But when you're looking at like redwood doors, which are 75 gold, if you have a dozen of those, you're not sure you're going to use them or not, maybe save that for later when you really become desperate and need the space. Then I go for things that I can craft. Since I'm an architect, I don't really pay attention to what it costs to build anything. I just make it as I need it and, eat the costs without really thinking about it. So anything I can easily, craft myself, then I'm more liable to say, well, I'll get rid of that for now, and if I need it later, I'll rebuild it. Third is challenges. The tricky thing about challenges is they are changing in the free-to-play transition. When that goes live, that will be different how that's handled. A lot of the decor items that are currently available through like housing challenges and things like the eyeball in the jar, bubbling jar, it comes from a specific housing challenge. That all of those things, or most of those things I should say, will become available on the renowned vendor on your housing plot for renown. So right now, because I know that I could easily just redo the challenges and try and get the items that way, I tend to be more free about, well, I'll let go of some of these pumpkins, for instance, because I can just go back to the garbage dump and dig up a few more. But with the change in mind coming, you might not want to do that too readily, unless you have, lots of renown saved up. But as it goes, especially for me, since I've hung around quite a while and I've collected a lot of stuff that I just don't want to let go, it gets harder and harder to be able to kind of purge that. So I'm really hoping that, along with decor limit for placed decor, while we have access later on with the free-to-play to be able to upgrade that, I really, really hope they upgrade the storage at some point, or give us an opportunity to purchase an upgrade in that regard, because I really would like not have to feel pressured to constantly purge things that I may not be able to get a hold of again so easily. But anyway, that's one of the things we ran into, but it's sort of solved for the moment. We're back up to almost 1,900 items again. So what I've been doing is, for the past couple of days, I've just been building. What I've been doing is I've been like going through his crate, and I will just go item by item by item and think, what could I use this for? Could I use this in something? And then try to work on incorporating as much of what he already has rather than buying new things. There have been a few instances where, and I'll show you where, that I've actually had to buy some things to kind of finish it off, but for the most part, it's been going pretty okay. Because like a lot of these things he had himself, I've just added a few things in. But for this path here, it's just orange Orin windows, and he happened to have a ton of these, so I've used them not only on the roof of the house, but for the path. And like I said, I thought originally to extend this out to the entrance area to kind of lead visitors to this little home, but because of the decor limits that we've been facing, I've been reluctant to purchase any or build any new ones to give to him to put into his crate, because I don't want to fill it. What I may end up doing is just kind of spreading these out a little further and hope that I can string them out a little bit more. If it comes to that. Later, if we decide we've got the room to play with, then I will probably just leave it like this. But for now, I'm leaving it as is, and we will decide on that later. For the house itself, I just use some Orin style bookcases, I think it was, the little tree trunk that has the little tree shape. It's like a bookshelf. I've just laid a couple of them atop each other to make the round wooden part. For the top, it's a combination of an Orin landing pad to get the little wood bits sticking out, and then an Orin chair. It's probably usable, so it might cause people to try and run up, but I've got the back of it hidden inside the rocks, so you can't really see that there's a chair there, but that's what that is. It's the cushion, the seat part. And then I just threw around some vind bushes and you know, Orin-esque type of trees and stuff. I looked through some of the concept art for the Orin race, and they had it's a colorful kind of thing anyway. So you know, they've got the lights and the lit up windows and all that. But they also had a lot of like wind chimes and things like that. So I've tried to add little baubles of that nature as well. Let's see. For the other little area, again, this is a faux house, so you can't actually go in it and out it or anything, but you'll see that I've added a little back door. And the front one has it too. It's just some sleeping bags, the rolled ones used as the handles. And again, I've got some little chimes and things on it. And then he's a fan of pumpkins for whatever reason, so I decided I'd give him a pumpkin patch for the backyard. And then I crafted up some chairs, a little fire pit, and a reading tent kind of thing. Like I said, his character is supposedly really heavy into books. So I've been sneaking book piles and things all through this place, and I figured another good spot would be here. The chairs themselves are just the honeywood wall dividers. It's basically 4 for each chair. They're kind of sunk into the ground. To get the right height and things, I used another chair and an actual chair. I sat it out, sized it, you know, kept sitting in it to make sure it looked about the right size, and then I used that as the height measurement for the seat here and the back and everything. But I thought it needed, you know, a little meeting place for him and a buddy or something, you know. The fire pit itself is a wicked fire totem for the fire. That might be a little disturbing with the bones and stuff. If I get a chance, I'll probably put some like the log piles, or the brown ones probably, and we'll cover that up because it does look a little creepy with the bones in the pit. The bottom is a stone brick log fireplace just turned upside down. I like the stone part of it. I just didn't want that big hunky it's not a cooking place necessarily. But that's what's causing a lot of this extra smoke effect coming out. And then the trim of the fire pit is just a bowl sunk in and plopped down. Okay, I think that's about all of the new stuff that we did on the exterior. For the interior, there's been a lot going on. I've changed, I've moved things around. I don't think I did anything different for the bridge. I pretty much left it be. It's doing that weird thing again. Hold on, let me go back to my place. Sometimes, I don't know, it just acts a little funny, and it acts like it doesn't want to let you in the door. I'm gonna see if I can get in mine, and if I can get in mine, then I'll go back to his. There we go. So let's go back to those. Okay, once more into the wild. You can see I still got a few bits to do. And I talked with him about, he's already even copied this character over to the PTR, and he said that I was welcome to try out some of the new stuff. He's real excited about how the teleporter actually moves away because of the bigger plot size, and he's actually pretty delighted about that, because I think he felt it was a little too closed in here in the front. But when the new plot size comes in, the teleporter's actually way over here in the corner, and there's a lot of open space, and he kind of likes the idea of that. So you kind of have this open space, and you kind of go into this little grotto or whatever it would be called. So, but I told him that, it would be a good opportunity for him to maybe see about if he wanted to add some waterfalls or something that feeds this little pond kind of thing. Okay, so let's go back inside. So you can see I've added some homely decorations, trying to kind of give it a lived-in feel. I've added a lot of little doodads here and there. Just a bench for those that come. I've kind of tried to fashion him a grandfather clock. I'm using the Oran cuckoo clock, so every now and then the little cuckoo bird will pop out. I'm hoping people won't notice that too much. Of course, I've just called good attention to it, but as well, I've changed up this area quite a bit. We did have some Ichthyon tanks, which they are now over here. And instead, I decided to put in some terrariums, which he was very delighted about. He's wanting lots of plants and water related things. So basically what I did is I've given him two different ones, and you can see they're basically two different kind of themes. This is more Celestion maybe, and that's more Far Side. It's mostly because he had a good amount of these type of plants, and I thought they would work well together in a grouping. So again, like I said, I was using as much of what he already has in his crate to my advantage, trying to sort out some stuff. But I did add a few things that he didn't have, like a lot of the little hollow domes for the pockets. I figured, you could pretend that maybe one of these panels slides, and you can fix up whatever's in here, water it, plant something new, whatever, maybe some Miracle Grow or something. We've got the little dirt bags and got a hacksaw here or whatever. But anyway, the glass and stuff is probably the most troublesome, because one, I had to buy a lot of extra glass to finish it off, which was where we had discovered that we had hit the limit, was because in the middle of building this, I got the error, cannot add anymore. It's like, oh no, I can't finish this because I don't have any room, but we got it. Originally, I had it only about half the size, and I was really going to keep the roof of it flat. And then he said, while he was here talking to me about it, I said, well, maybe I could make it taller. And then we both kind of hit the same idea that we try to curve the top. So it looks really more like a little greenhouse kind of thing. So later I may add some types of lighting and things like that. But for now, we're going to be calling it good until we get some other things ironed out. So again, it's kind of repeated over here, basically the same shape and setup. It's just the plants that are used are different. It's all just, you know, the glowing space suite and Jilliant bits and things like that. And again, I've put the little pockets in, but I tried to change it up. They all have dirt and the Miracle Grow and some tools, but it's a little different just to mix it up. Then because I had moved the tanks that were here originally, it kind of left this space open. So I thought, well, what am I going to put here? And I thought, well, if he's growing plants, maybe he's also using them in some way for extra testing. So I've installed this little, I don't know, home alchemy area. So he's, you know, mixing, cooking down herbs, and he's got his little book, and he's got lots of little bottles and things. And again, I think everything here he had it in his crate, and I've just combined it in a way to kind of give him something new and different. I think maybe the only thing I actually bought was the book, because I have been using so many of those, I've kind of depleted his supply of books. For here, you can see it's still kind of got some junk laying out haphazardly because I haven't gotten around to sorting a lot of that out. But you can see I've been trying to give it a laboratory feel, like lots of jars, and this is supposed to be like it's processing something and it spits it out into this glass and fills it up. Again, I've got books, I've got lots of switches and gears, just lots of little things going on. I don't really have any specifics for them, just that I know it needs to look busy and scientific-y. As for the containing, the stuff that's in the containers, you can't really see it too well in this light. He plans on changing the lighting later. He's leaving it, I think, default for now, just to kind of help me not have to light up stuff, just to be able to see what's going on. Here, I don't know what my brain's been going on, but I just decided to put these things in. I don't know, that maybe they're special capsules, rooms, you know, they open up and you put something in it and it pressurizes it, or I don't know what. But I've got like little levers and warning signs and things, and I'm planning on doing the same for this side as well. And of course, we've got this aquarium thing that I'm still working on. I just haven't gotten to it. What happens is I'll kind of skip around to different areas, and I'll just kind of float around, because basically what I do is, like I said, I go through his crate and I'll go item by item, and if I say, this will work in the kitchen, then I go to the kitchen and work for a little bit. And if I go here and I say, this will work over here, and then I just kind of skip around. So there's a lot of stuff that's done but not done. Again, I figured it would be good to keep the tanks kind of together, all of the stuff. So in each one, I'm going to be putting something. This one's got a tree with mushrooms all over it. Don't know what I'm going to put in this one yet. It just depends on what he's got and what I'm left with. This is supposed to be some kind of, I don't know, where he's tracking the species or something. I have no idea. This is probably his favorite piece, and I've tried to do it a little justice by, you know, centering it along with some of the other bits, the main important bits, and then I've included special flowers. He happened to have 4 varieties of tall plants, because, you know, if you have a bushy one, then it sticks out from the glass and everything. It looks kind of weird, but these worked really nice for this particular shape. So I don't know, maybe he's trying to extract some of the flower essentials or something to make his own perfume, for all I know. Over here, we did have this as another entrance to this interior part here, and I had trouble getting the stairs to work. It's like I kept getting stuck, and I think it's because this ended up being a little bit more narrow. It's like a third of the size gap that's over here, just because of how I set up the curve and everything. So I decided to just make this a little storage area. Of course, it's not really got a lot in it, but you know, as pieces come out, then that will eventually get nice and stuffed. Up here, again, really haven't done much. He's happy with the library part, but I may extend it depending on, like I said, how the decor count goes. But essentially, I think I'm going to keep this more like a lounge type of area. I've already kind of started putting in like some different seating and maybe showcasing some of the prettier flowers in these little things along the wall, like 2 or 3 on each side, just to kind of do something a little different. I wanted to keep this pretty open. I thought about putting in walls, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll add some railing, but I really like the openness of it. So I think I'm just gonna go with more like this would be where folks would come to just grab a book, sit down, read, enjoy the plants and things like that. I may have to fix that one because it's sticking out a little, but we'll take care of that later. In here is his personal quarters. So we started off with his little plushie collection. And I told him that eventually he could just expand this, you know, keep adding these shelves in here and just keep piling in. I didn't do any duplicates. These are just the singles that he had of each one. Like he does have a few extra of the lop ones and things like that, but I figured it would be better if he just kept it singles for now. So I don't know if I'm going to add too much here. I want to leave it so that as he, you know, progresses and does more gaming and stuff and he collects more things, then he's able to expand on that. So what I may do is get a hold of some more of these empty trophy cabinets and just go ahead and fill this whole little section of wall with them, and then as he collects things, he can fill them up. Either that, or I will fill them up with, you know, just little odd and baubles that he happens to have in his, like any statues and things shrunk down and little, and then he can replace them later with his plushies. That way it doesn't look empty and all that. So here is kind of, it just leads into his dining and kitchen area. I didn't know if he was really adamant about it being just for him or if he was going to have guests and things like that. So I kind of did both. I've kind of made it where he's just kind of taken over the whole table for himself with his books and his wine and things like that. But there's room for if he wants to have his, you know, they have a place to sit. This is just kind of like where you would imagine his dishes and things like that are. But again, I've tried to sneak in books and indications that he's like a, you know, avid lore reader and everything. So I've got these WildStar trophy cabinets turned upside down and just the little drawer visible. And to hide so this doesn't look exactly the same, I just used a stack of books and shoved them on top of the scrolls. It's got a little bit sticking out, but I did my best to set it in there nicely, so it looks like he's just overstuffed things with books. Tried to make it, you know, a little homely. The kitchen, again, I wanted to keep some curves and things, but it's still in a work in progress. There's a lot of details I would like to add. These are supposed to be little round cabinets that pull out. I tried making it so that I could pull one out and kind of show how there's something inside, but it was kind of tough to kind of make it look like it was supposed to. So since we don't have any, I may use, if I have the decor limit to play with, I may use something else in place of that, like some cylinders and domes. I'll cap the ones with the dome ends, and then I'll have one with the dome and a cylinder pulled out so that it looks like it's an actual drawer, and then put some things in the drawer. That's my original idea, but because we're kind of pinched for decor limits, I don't want to do too much of that, buying a lot for extra decor and everything. These are just retainer walls that we're using as drawers for this part. And of course, hover part pieces for the bench and parts of the stove and the vent and everything. Let's see, what else? The little living room here. It's again the stone brick fireplace. He had like several of these, so I tried to use them in various areas. And this was kind of the inspiration as to why the little alchemy lab on the other side of the wall became a thing, because of this fireplace being here, it's spitting out that smoke, not just here, but over there as well. And I needed a reason why there was smoke over there. So that's why I put the little fire pit and stuff over there. Kind of think, well, they'll think it's just coming from that. As well, he was very worried about Oran type of furniture being too bright and overly, I guess, gaudy. So while there is color from here, little bits, in other places I did my best to hide the color. So this is actually the Exile hologram fireplace, and I've just boxed it in with Exile floors and arches to kind of hide that bright blue. There's still bits sticking out, but I think it works okay. I will probably add a few more things here, but if later he wants to decorate for the holidays, this would be a great place to hang stockings or put a little Christmas garland or something. The bench, again, I snuck in books. Again, I was using pieces he already had, so just decided to make this weird little funky sofa couch thing. Was working on starting up some faux doors for rooms, like maybe this one leads to the bathroom or something like that. And then this little weird wall I decided to pop in, just to kind of give him a little extra privacy. I had played around with ideas for like putting in walls and things to separate the rooms, and it just didn't feel right. So I've pretty much left this whole area open except for his bedroom. And this is just like a grassy little hidey hole kind of thing that indicates this, kind of off limits to guests or whatever. So this is his own little private bedroom. And I've made him this little sleeping quarters here. And again, lots of books. And got his little snack tray and one of his plushies. I don't know if that's his favorite plushie. I just picked one because I thought it looked cute. And they gave him a little light to read by. And that's about as far as we've gotten so far. So yeah, just a lot of stuff. Still a lot to go. We're sitting at just over 500 placed. So we've technically got about 400 something to go. But as I said, the decor the decor owned is what's hampering us a bit. So I've just been really working hard to use things that he's already got rather than buying a lot of stuff. And then as we get closer to the end, where I feel like, okay, we can kind of spend a little more, then I'll do that. So, what to work on right now? There's so many areas to be worked on. It's kind of hard to pick. I guess what we can do is try and find something for this door. Excuse me. Normally I would go for a file or a Chewa cup or something like that, but he doesn't really have any of those pieces. Let me do another reload. So I'm gonna have to see if we got anything else. Maybe a hammer or something would work. And just see, you know, what there is. So what I've been doing, I've just been kind of, where did I leave off yesterday? Yeah, I think I got here and I go, ooh, that looks like I could use that as a door, because he's got 3 of them, and I thought, well, I can't really think of anything to use them for other than doors. So I thought, well, I need some doors anyway, so this would be a good way to do it. Something for a handle. Got a lot of plants and flowers and things, which is good because I can, you know, flesh out the upper part, as well as I still need some for the aquarium and things like that. So let's see. Maybe I can just find something in the tools. I could use a bucket. Got a couple of those. Actually, the bucket probably could be good for the storage room. Ladder. Let's see, I'm seeing things and I'm thinking, oh, that'd be good for there, and I need to do it while I'm thinking of it, otherwise I'm gonna forget. So we're just gonna do like I normally do and wander around. Let's see, what was it? The bucket. We'll put that here. Now, usually what I do is when I think of something that'll go good for a place, I just plop it down, and then later I may move it around as I decide that it fits better somewhere else, and size it and things like that. But for now, I'm gonna just pop them in there. Let's see. The ladder would probably be good for the library area. Okay, let's just put that there for now. Don't need some firewood for the fireplace, since it's a holographic fire. I'll have to think about if there's anything else I might could use that for. Purchase gear. Excuse me. All the time, choked up. He's got like 3 of these. I think I'll use that for the handle. Just because he has it, and I gotta, you know, use something, and I want to, you know, refrain from buying stuff. So let's see if I can make this work. Because I have, let's see. Yeah, I've got 2 more, so it's like a match made in heaven. There's 3 doors, and I need 3 handles, and he's got 3 traps. So, like, it was meant to be. So let's see if it really works. But this is what I've been doing all weekend. Basically, I've just been pawing through the crate and seeing what I can do with it. Not going to sink all the way in, so I'm going to have to shrink it down some, but I don't want to shrink it too much because you want to see the handle, you know. Let's see, where should it be? be on the, maybe here, like so. Something like that. That'll work, won't it? Again, I kind of measured the door size with my own character. I know his is a little shorter than mine, and there are probably taller races that might have to actually duck in to theoretically get in through the door, but I didn't want to make it too big. And like, this would be a good place for pictures and trophy hangings and other kinds of things. Like I said, that will come. But that works out good. So, excuse me. The wall divider, let's just note this down. Divider is size 130. And the ankle trap is 0.56. And it's basically on the far right, but centered, sort of, on the mid bar. So the next idea is to figure out where we want the other two doors. Now, in theory, you know, I'll put them down, but I'll probably move them here and there, depending. I could put one here, maybe. And maybe, I don't know, it feels weird to have one up here. I definitely think I'll put one here. So let's get another divider out. And we said that was at 1.3. I had it like that. Maybe here. Just got to get it just right so that, you know, it hides the bits you don't want seen. There we go, we got another door. Now we need to add in the handle again, so ankle. And that was at 50. And if you want your handle on the other side of the door, that's fine. If you want it in the middle, I don't know if you really want it in the middle, but you know, no one says it has to be on the right side. It's just that's the side I usually put it on. I don't know why. Probably make more sense on the other side. Well, our house has it on both, so I think it just depends. If that's considered the entrance or the exit, maybe. I don't know. If he decides he wants it on the other side. So that's another faux door. Let's see. Where else does it make sense to have a door? I almost want to say have one on this side somewhere. Like here, but I don't know. Because I know we need, we need to envision that he's got a bathroom somewhere. Maybe he's got, this is the like the generator room. Let me see. Have any weird signs? I don't think so. No, he's just got this really weird. Oh, let me use that first. Wow, that was jiggly. Let's you're thinking, what are you gonna use that for? But I just want a piece of it painted right. So like maybe these are some tools that he's using or something. Who knows? There, maybe something extra. I don't know if I'll actually use it, but I saw it and thought I better get that down in my head before. So what was I looking up? I forgot now. Oh. Let's just go back into the thing and see if we see anything that jogs my brain. I know he's got a lot of this technophage stuff, but it's, I don't know, it's really bright color, and I've been trying to stick with the gold and the blue for his lab area mostly. I even have this purple thing out here, but I'm seriously doubting I'm going to end up using it because it just looks out of place amongst all this other stuff. This is purple, but it makes sense with the plants. Let's see, this can go in the aquarium. Got several of those, but I don't know if I want to put all of them in here. What the heck. I'm gonna get rid of this. And we'll sneak this in the back there. We'll make this one smaller. Tuck it in here. And we had another one of those, right? Yep. We'll just put okay. I think that was in the T's. Let's see. We got two of these. I figure we'll use these as jellyfish for his aquarium. So it's a very popular thing. I know a lot of people do it, but can't bash the classics. You have to have something that give it some life, extra little. And there. And Got one more, so we'll add a buddy. We'll make him smaller and we'll orient him differently. Gotta be careful that he's not like intruding in the glass. That's important. Okay, maybe lower. Not all. Let's go ahead and put Mr. Chalark in there. Keep the add-on. Just to help make sure he's in a good spot. Very confined space, so I want him to be kind of over the bush here, but not totally obscured by it. Maybe right about there. That looks okay. And let's have Mr. Gar, kind of the same color as that, so I'm going to have him kind of lurking over there, I think. And yeah, I'm not sure I really want to use this one. I like all of these. They kind of blend with the colors that's going on here. I think he will stand out a bit, so we're going to send him to the crate. Okay, so back to digging through the crate. What else we got? Thought about using the statue shrunken down for like on the top of the fireplace, but I don't know. This seems a little weird. What I will probably do is if I get a hold of some more of these and extend this out, I will use something like this as a shrunken down to make it like a little statue for him. In fact, I don't know if he has any more of those. Yeah. So I'll note that down. Get a hold of probably, let's see, 2, 4, probably about another 8, and just have a whole wall section of little collectibles to show off some of the things. Maybe he's got some ships that he wants, things like that. But again, before I add that, I just want to make sure that we've got the floor space for it. So back into the crate. Let's see. This is a pretty flower, but it's really not. Doesn't lend itself well to the the aquarium stuff. Well, I know he's got some pillows on his bed, but I don't want to put too many. And that color is pretty clashy. I could make him some storage back here. We'll just drop it now. I don't know if he needs a weird thing like that. And I don't know if he really wants some specific strain studies going on. I imagine he would probably have some stuff, but not like these creatures. I think it'd be more like the strain type of plant life, but I don't know. Let's see. Maybe the wheelbarrow in the storage? The hover barrel? It has no wheels. Pop that there. Maybe. See, and again, this would be good for chunking it down and making it like collectible. Let's see. I don't think money is good. I haven't really given too much thought on lights, although I probably should. Because if he's going to change the lighting, which he suggested he probably would, it will probably affect a lot of what you can see and can't see and kind of make it dark. So I want to see about sorting that out or go too far into it. I guess we'll put some pictures in here. Pop those on the wall. Now, I've just been kind of dumping a lot of stuff into the kitchen that I think might should go in the kitchen, but it doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to use them for sure. Yeah, all those green pillows, that's what he had in his crate, so I lucked out on that rather than having to buy them all. Another bowl for the kitchen. Some more places for the Hoogles, which would be a good spot for them. Not sure. Put him here for now. Wow, he comes in super huge. Right there. There are just definitely some things I don't want to use in here, like the sofa bench that just looks really shabby. Now, if I could figure out some way to use maybe the metal bottom, that would be alright. But I've seen a few people use that as like tabletops, which is interesting. But you could, you know, like show off all of the banners that he has on shelves like that. Now, if he had had more of these, I might have ended up using those for the doors. But he only had the one, so. And he had a ton of these, and that's why I ended up using them as a trim around the pumpkin garden. And he still ended up with several of those left over, so I'll have to figure out if I can use them for something. I don't know. Maybe some kind of a long cabinet thing there. Trouble with this is if I like sink it in so that it's hidden, it'll probably stick out the other side, and I don't want that to happen. It'll be kind of awkward. Why he has so many of these rugs, I'm not sure. Like tons of rugs. Let's see. Will some of these rocks work in the aquarium? That might. Alright. I don't know. Let me put one in and we'll see. Just to kind of break up the ground there. That means I need to maneuver this a little bit. This one. Top of the rock. What else is covered? Mr. Gar down here is become stuck. I think that's okay. I don't think he has any more of the medical cots. If he does, yeah, he does. Let's see how this might look. I add some of the glowy effects on all the other sides of the walls, that might just accentuate the water effect that we're going for. Since he has them, and we should put them to use. Might be a little too big. A little better, I guess. Blue arrow. Okay, so now do I want one in the back or in the top? I don't think I'll be able to do the top very well because that'll intrude up here, so it'll probably have to be the back. Just a question of if I'm allowed to sink that in quite a bit or not. sometimes the interior walls is a little picky about that. There you have this really like crazy bluish stuffs. We need some more plants though. Gotta look for some more plants. Let's see. And when I say plants, I don't mean just specifically the plants like flowers. It could be bushes, it could be trees, just as long as it kind of has that feel that like it could work for an aquarium type of scenario. We don't discriminate in that sense. It has to be just a flower. I'll see. Found something else I gotta put somewhere else. Oh gosh. And never end up sitting in the same place very long. Whoops, wait a minute. Did I put the filled one or not? Pretty sure he had, oh, there we go. Guess I clicked on the wrong one. That's a good kitchen item. It's got food in it. Anything with food, that's good. I'm just messing his kitchen up, putting all these oversized bits in there. I don't know why I'm running it. I may find something else that's... Oops. Careful what you click on. Yeah, I was talking to Thoth, I guess it was yesterday, telling him, you know, he's free to move things around or whatever, even while I'm working on stuff, if he feels like it should belong somewhere else. I told him just be careful because for whatever reason, some of the things I've placed in here, they get really angry when you click near them. They start, like I was actually able to move the glowing space suite that I'm using as the pond up above, which is supposed to be instanced separately, but they're actually connected because the item gets affected by me moving stuff down here. So I told him just be careful with that because you never know what you're gonna do. I can't really think of anything for that. So bright. And then if I was doing an aquarium for like, you know, one of the typical aquariums you see in the house, it's got like the little treasure chest in it and got, you know, the anchor would be a good thing, but not really doing that kind of an aquarium. This is more for like a natural habitat study kind of thing. I don't want to put that goofy stuff in there. I could use the rock. Let me see. You know, to pretend like it's some kind of coral thing. Yeah, out here. Probably won't be able to fit all of it. But if I can get a good piece of it to kind of be showing, that might be interesting. Yeah, see, that looks pretty fun. I'm gonna have to do some maneuvering again of the stuffs, but worth it if you can kind of bring a little extra something to what's going on here. I know there's like the bush is kind of going through the rock, but I really don't mind that because it kind of gives it look like it's overgrown. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's see, do I want it that close, that far? think that'll work. Yeah, that's looking nice. I like that. You got like all sorts of little elements going on in there. Let me do another reload. I don't know if that's my system that's kind of just acting wonky with it or what, but for housing, it doesn't happen anywhere other than housing. But it just kind of like starts going like it's having trouble thinking. It just gets kind of laggy. Okay, back to doves. I like the sad face. The other portraits are alright, but they always look so, I don't know, over the top with the gold and everything. I think I like the more toned down kind of portraits and stuff. See, these are like too fancy. That one's less so, but still. I'm gonna have to get him some more of these, I think, because I really like the idea of doing the little plant showcasing up here. So I'm gonna have to convince him that that's a good idea. The only problem I may run into is here I have this part to be able to sink this into, and I won't have that luxury elsewhere, so I may have to rethink how this is done. But for now, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing? Let's copy, do that. And we'll move this one over to the other side. Since I do have the luxury of putting it over there, where there's another thick area right there. Now, if I remember right, this isn't exactly even, but we'll see if we can sneak it in. I don't know if I had it at the little arm or if I tucked it in. I tucked it in, so let's push that in a little bit. Something like that. And then can put another flower show. Doesn't necessarily have to be that people can walk around it, but go ahead. And I'd also like to add at least one more of these chairs up here for his little reading area. Okay, so what was that? That was portable planter, I think. Now, like I said, he has lots of other plushies, but I opted just to put one of each out. I'm going to check the red guard real quick. I think that's the olive one, and I also got the red one. So what we'll do is move this one over. And down. It's in the thing. And then come on, copy. And then we'll turn him the other. Voila, now he's got an extra one there. A little different. Okay, back to the plushie section. Another plate. I don't know if we'll be using all of these. I'm just popping them out there so I have them as visual reference to kind of jog my brain. Pillow. Put that in the storage area maybe. Do that also with the lop little pile, I think. Yeah. At least one. Oops. I don't know what I just did. Might have moved something I didn't mean to move. It's so bad. I'm gonna go check the water, because usually that's the one that goes boop when I accidentally move something I don't mean to. Oh crud, it's doing the door thing again. It's usually a bad sign. Never fear, I learned from my problems with it before, and have a picture of the coordinates for the water. I don't know what it was I moved. I'll probably figure out what it was later for sure. I'll be crying going, oh no! But I don't see anything amiss right off the bat. Let's see, while we're here, put this down. Turn that around, because somebody's going to come and get the wheelbarrow or the hover barrow and handle right and handy. Let's see, let's size the mop down to better suit an Orin. Something like so the bucket's really too big. Okay. That's what it's leaning against. That looks good. So it's just, you know, one little bit at a time. It's slowly coming together. So let me go see. Shrink this down from here as well. So that it's not overly out there. Let's see. We need some kind of a container or something that I can use as a top dresser, cabinet, something. Ouch. Probably use this, but I may have a problem with the feet sticking out. I'm not sure. What else do we got? Here's. No. No. Not too many choices. Maybe we'll, what kind of shelves do we got? I think he had some netting. Yeah, he's got those. That should work for partly. this fit in here nicely without it sticking out all over the place. That is the trick. Let's see. Might be too big still, but we're gonna see what it looks like. It's the only trouble with having the rim cut off from the other part. You have to go all the way around to see what's going on. My concern is whether or not it's sticking out in places that it don't want it to be showing. It doesn't appear to be. Looks doable, but you can see this is not going to work. So I'll have to rethink how I'm going to do that. Maybe here. All the way around. Okay, so really should try and push that as far back over as I can, I think. Without it looking too forced. Just now that I've moved it, I gotta check again before I really get into decorating it. Okay, still looks all right. For anyone that may be watching, be sure and sign up for the beta if you haven't already. We are testing the new version, the one that's coming out at the end of this month. So we'd welcome anyone to do that. If you don't have access, just let me know. I do have codes that I could provide for those that don't have access to that yet and would like it. Oops. Be in here really good. Because I want to float over to the. Let me shrink this down so I can. There we go. It's like registering on something else, so it's not wanting to sound like I want it to. We will fix that though. Just don't want it sinking too far through the netting. It looks a little funny when that happens. You want it just kind of resting on it, not being completely shredded by it. Sounds like something's trying to update on my computer. this is a good way to, include items that you normally don't get a chance to. If you have like a treasure room, a storage room, something like that, that all works. All works well. I'll just pop this one in the back here. I don't think it'll look right with the stick. Okay, so that's just more storage. Maybe the faux door could go here. Maybe another faux door to fit in right there. That is an idea. I think I will do that. So again, we just turn it, and the size of it was 130. And then you just push it in until you get it so that it's not showing whatever bit you don't want seen. Like so. And then the handle was the ankle trap. And that was at for some folks, it's real important that they have round, even numbers, but I don't mind having it kind of a little off. Sometimes you must do that just out of necessity, but if it happens to land on an even number, fantastic, but if not, I'm not down about it. Okay, I think that will work. So now he's got an extra room. Maybe it's the private bath or something. And the other one's the bathroom for his guests. Who knows? That just, adds a little extra dimension to the spaces by having the faux doors there. Where was we at? Pillows, I think. Portraits, landscape, that'd be good. And the portraits, go back out of here. Pop some of these out. They may not all go right here on this particular wall. It may be some over here. The thing about some of these flat bits, they might be a little awkward for the curve of the wall here. So I managed to get one of the Oran windows above it, but might not always be able to do that with some of the other stuff. Wow, that's huge. Picnic table. They make good roofs for little shacks. I figured that out while I was doing a little goofy thing for Halloween. On the PTR before it got wiped. Which I still haven't gotten word that my character has successfully been copied, so tempted to do it again, but I hate to bog down the queue just by sticking mine in there again. Let's see, he did say he wanted pumpkins and stuff, and I'm gonna have to figure out where to put a lot of these. Probably a few in the kitchen for sure. Makes sense. But maybe some upstairs as well. Yeah, this looks a mess. Let's try and sort some of this out. Maybe it's a picture of a long lost relative or self-portrait, or who knows. That. I see, that's I like using some of these pictures in a way that you wouldn't expect, because you can use their frames to frame your own kind of stuff. Let's see. We'll make this like the portrait side, and then this side for like painting. Like I said, these may not stay here. Just for now, we need some place to put them out so that it looks a little more lived in. I'll definitely have to figure out something for here, though. I'm not sure what. Notice I didn't include TV or anything like that. I figure he's had enough of the electronics and monitors and doodads in the lab, so he just wants to come here to relax and read a book, that kind of thing. Oh, let's see. I don't think I mentioned this, but this is supposed to be like a little mini terrarium. So it's got some rocks and like cactuses and stuff. I went with a more desert kind of themed grouping for this one. I'm hoping to be able to, he's got two more of these. One of them's over here, and I've got another one that I haven't put out yet. And I'm hoping to put some little bits and bobbles in all of them and just have them kind of scattered. Maybe I'll add one into his bedroom on a dresser of some sort. But I just kind of wanted to keep introducing the plants and the books and you know, little bits and bobbles that he's specifically mentioned that he really wants to be a part of it. Anyway, so that's kind of where we are now on his plot. We still got a lot of things to do. I mean, there's just lots of little details that will take time to pick up and put in where we want. I meant to resize this yesterday and I forgot. It never looks right when it comes in. It looks big. Maybe I don't know why I've got a grate here, because it's, you know, it's a holographic thing. It's not like it's going to spark out, but I just put one up because it looks normal with it there. Kind of weird without one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed just taking a little snippet into what's going on here, and again, seeing kind of how I work, which is pretty sporadic for the most part. Only when I get into something like this, where I have an idea pop into my head and I kind of want to see it through, and I just have to finish building it up. Although this, I think I built it up over both of these over a period of a couple of days. It was basically the weekend. I would do pieces here, pieces there, and then, you know, move along. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Probably going to go through more just popping out pieces that I think I might could use in certain areas, and then the next time we come on, I will see about arranging them or using them in certain ways. I'd really like to get back into the lab area as well to kind of finish it up, maybe. I hate to say finish because really it's never quite finished. I mean, we still got some more of the aquarium to work on. I got the glass to install once we're satisfied with how it looks inside. Then we'll put the glass in as the last bit. Because once the glass goes in, then if you want to change anything in the interior, you have to move the glass just to be able to click on things. So I'm saving it for last. I don't know if I'm going to rework these at all. Cause, again, I'm trying to use things that that doesn't require me having to add new items to his crate as much as possible, because you know we are kind of limited now. So I'm hoping to just kind of use what he's got, but it's just a matter of whether I'm happy with it or what. Kind of like I'd really like to extend the bookshelf, but that took a lot of pieces to put it in. While the bookshelves themselves are kind of come as is, I've added in things here and there on each one to help make it look different from the one next to it, so that you don't have the same series of bits too much. I mean, it's still kind of there, but there's little bits and bobbles that are different. And that takes a lot of time, and of course decor, slipping all the extra little books in. So we'll see. Again, if you're watching, whether it's live or after it's been recorded and sent to YouTube or whatever, if you or anyone that you know is needing a beta code, I have both NA and EU codes to pass out. I've already given a few out, and I'm happy to help with those that are still seeking them, that are having trouble in some of these giveaways and stuff. I'm not requiring you to follow the channel or anything. Just drop by and let me know that you're interested. I'll see if I can sort you out. I do have a limited number of them, so it's first come, first serve. But the biggest trick, I think, is just catching me when I'm online, when I'm live on the channel. Yeah, feel free to give me a nudge. If you have some friends that are looking for them, send them along over as well. I'm here every weekday, usually in the mornings, CEST time. It's kind of going now that school's back in the running. It's a little later in the morning than it was during the summer hours. So it's more like anytime after 8 a.m. CEST time, on up until like 10, 11, somewhere around there. You have, you know, like a 2 or 3 hour window that you can grab me and say, hey, I want a code. Wednesdays is different though. Wednesdays is always in the afternoon at 1 p.m. CEST time, because that's when we do the weekly house tours. So tomorrow the plan is, unless I get a notice that my character has been finally copied over to the PTR, we will probably skip that for now, unless I you know, find some things that I'd really like to show you. So I'm going to leave it kind of open. We may be working on Bove's plot tomorrow morning, or we may do a visit to the PTR. Just depends. For sure, Wednesday we'll be doing the Exile House tours on Javit EU. I got a whole great lineup. I'm excited about a lot of these. Some of them are those that are entered into the Geeks of Nexus housing competition, which is closed, by the way. That was Friday was the last day to enter that. So now, as far as I know, the judges are already currently working on visiting all of the plots. I think it was a total of 40-something plots, maybe. I think it was like 11 or 12 Dominion side and like 20-something for Exile side. So it's close to 40, I think. So they got their work cut out for them. But I'm sure if they need extra time beyond the 2 weeks, they will let us know. But so for those that are entered, be sure and open your plots up to public, because if they can't visit, they can't judge. So be sure and remember to do that. But like I said, a few of the plots that are entered, I will be touring Wednesday. So if you'd like to catch a glimpse of those and you don't normally have access to Javit EU side, hey, feel free to drop by, tell your friends, tell your enemies, whatever. Send them over. And again, I do have codes both NA and EU to pass out. You don't have to jump through any hoops or anything for it. Just let me know that you're interested and that you've been trying to get in and you can't, and I will work that out for you. Let's see. I think that's about it. I hope you had fun today. I know a lot of it was just a lot of recap from what I did over the weekend, but like I said, with working for someone else, I don't want to just drag out their project with only the time that I'm online, on the broadcast. I wanted to be able to give them something, I don't want them seeing me in game and not working on their plot. I want to show them that yes, I'm being productive. Every day I'm adding something. So that's why there was a lot of stuff that's changed and everything. So if anyone has any questions about specific decor that I've been using, if I kind of glazed over a piece of it and you really wanted some more information about it, just let me know. I try my best to kind of name everything that I use or explain why I use a certain piece, because maybe it's cheaper or easier or that's what he had in his crate, whatever. But sometimes I do kind of get a little lost in what I'm talking about, so I could very well accidentally forget to mention something. But I'm not one of those builders that likes to keep all of my secrets to myself. I'm happy to share all of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, that kind of stuff. So just feel free to ask. You can ask on the Twitch channel. You can message me on YouTube, on my channel there. You can even contact me in game. I've had a lot of people neighbor me up and ask me for advice and just want to talk. It's not necessarily that I know everything, but I'm happy to help. Until tomorrow, that's it. See you guys later. Bye-bye.